Sir Topaz is a young knight who lives in Flanders, is very handsome, and has many women yearning for his love. However, he is not attracted to any of them. He goes horseback riding one day and stops beside a watering place to rest. He ends up falling asleep and has a dream about an elf queen. This dream makes him realize that he is not interested in any of the women because he really wants an elf queen to fall in love with. He gets on his horse and is determined to keep riding until he finds an elf queen that will make him happy. Sir Topaz arrives at the kingdom of the elf queen, but a three-headed giant named Sir Oliphant doesn't allow him to go through. Sir Topaz declares he will defeat the giant but has to go home and prepare for battle. The giant throws stones at Sir Topaz in an attempt to prevent him from escaping, but Sir Topaz is able to get away. When he arrives back home, he plays music, drinks wine, and eats food in preparation for the battle. Then he puts on the finest cloth and armor, including a gold shield. Just as Sir Topaz is about to ride into battle, the host cuts off the tail because he is not enjoying it one bit. The historical significance of this passage is that Chaucer is critiquing knights who are willing to do anything to win over a maiden but care more about their wealth and their glory and how they appear. Sir Topaz used extravagant pieces of armor and was celebrating like if he had already won the battle, then actually preparing for the battle and coming up with a plan. This is a big mistake because he does not come up with an actual strategy or plan to defeat the three-headed giant. The battle is never actually told, but I believe he would have lost the giant because of his lack of actual preparation. He may have had the best armor and the best weapons, but if he does not have a plan to defeat someone who is stronger than him, he will most likely lose. Many knights at that time acted similar to Sir Topaz and care more about achieving glory than anything else. Chaucer used his tale to critique those knights that have their priorities in the wrong place and do not focus on the right things in their lives. The U.S. defense spending budget is over $500 billion. The next country is China with only around $200 billion. This shows just how much money the United States spends on their military. This has been a big issue for a long time because many people disagree on whether the amount of money is necessary or not. Other departments such as the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department for Urban Development are taking cuts because of this huge budget. This relates to the tale because it shows how the United States is wasting an unnecessary amount of money that could be put to better use elsewhere. Similarly, Sir Topaz had an expensive amount of armor and weapons made out of gold and prepared by drinking wine and eating food rather than actually preparing a strategy. Both the U.S. and Sir Topaz aren't focusing on the right aspects of life. The issue is that there are more pressing domestic matters that the U.S. needs to deal with, such as poverty. And Sir Topaz should have attempted to come up with a strategy to defeat the giant instead of believing that he had already won the battle before it began. The moral of the tale of Sir Topaz can be applied to our present-day country, and it can also be applied to our president. When comparing Trump and Sir Topaz, they are analogous characters because of how highly they think of themselves. This aspect of the tale focuses on how Sir Topaz is extremely cocky. Sir Topaz told the giant he would defeat him the next day and never doubted for a moment that he would do so. That being said, he became overconfident in his abilities just like Trump did before becoming president. Trump did not realize how hard it would actually be being the president of the United States. He underestimated his job and has not taken it seriously, which has led to many of his peers withdrawing support for him. Similarly, Sir Topaz underestimates the giant and does not seriously prepare for battle. As you can see, the tale of Sir Topaz is still relevant today and can be applied in many aspects of our lives.